I cannot believe I'm making a video on this because I literally made a very similar video on this for LaMelo Ball's teammate, PJ Washington. And if you haven't seen that, I'll leave a link to it at the end screen so you could check it out because it's not really the happiest tale. Now, just a warning, this content doesn't necessarily 100% pertain to basketball, but it is a derivative of a trending basketball story that I personally found to be interesting. And since news is kind of slow in the realm of the NBA, typically I would do this type of video on my third channel, but I figured I'd make it a main channel video. Now, of course, we're giving away multiple copies of NBA 2K22 to anyone that follows me on Instagram or Twitter. If you're a follower there already, then you've already entered for a chance to win. Oh, and if you could also leave a like on this video, because chances are it's gonna get demonetized because it's kind of controversial subject matter, guys. Now that we get all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? If you remember a few weeks ago, we made a very sad video in regards to PJ Washington and Brittany Renner. And the reason why this situation was very sad is to summarize everything that happened between those two. So if you don't know, about 3 weeks ago, this report came out in regards to the number 12 pick in the 2019 NBA draft, PJ Washington, where he apparently was rumored to need to owe Brittany Renner, the woman that had his child, about $200,000 a month in child support payments following their breakup. Now, the reason why this is shocking is, one, with all due respect to PJ, who knows how his career goes, but he's not necessarily known as like one of these superstars in the NBA. And two, if you just follow this story, and bear in mind, we were gonna do a bit about this on the Laced Up podcast, but both Coop and Mike thought it was a little bit too controversial to get into because I've said on the podcast that I believe what Brittany did to PJ was very predatory, with all due respect. I mean, this is a woman that would go to PJ Washington's college games when PJ was 19 and Brittany was 26. And she even has videos out there suggesting that, hey, if you ever want to make a quick buck, sleep with an athlete and have their child and you're going to be set for life. And with that rumored child support, which by the way, it's not confirmed, it kind of makes sense why some of these Instagram models would pursue such a thing. Now, you might be thinking, Mike, you've made videos on this before. I don't know why you're bringing it up again. Well, here's the thing. LaMelo Ball may be in a very similar situation. Now, before we get into this bit about LaMelo Ball, it's really important that we go out of our way to pay respect to LeVar Ball, because this is a man that has always been unfiltered, that really doesn't care what the media thinks of him, and doesn't care if he upsets a few people by speaking his mind. And if you remember, a while ago, he went on Club Shay Shay and he talked about how he felt like LaMelo Ball will never meet a nice woman, mainly because most women are going to try to trap him in relationships that he doesn't want to be in just because he is an NBA superstar. And here's the clip right now.
You're never going to meet a nice woman, especially in basketball. You're not going to find nobody like I found your mom or my mom and dad. Because here's the thing. If you're in this profession, which you got all this fame and notoriety, how are you going to meet a good girl? You're not, because what you're going to meet her in the restaurant where you eat, or you're going to go to a club where you dance, or you're going to meet her at the arena. So I hate to tell you, you're going to meet a hoe. Just how it goes, son. And then you got to wonder, then the first thing they're going to say, oh, I didn't know you did that, man, with the Googling and all this. Oh, yes, they do. They know about you before you even get there. So, son, that's the bad part of the life you're going to get, is you're never going to meet a good woman. And by the time you do, let's say you get 30, and then you meet a woman and she's 30. You got to wonder why she by herself at 30. So there's something that's dangerous, no matter how good they look. But have a good time, son. I feel bad for you, but hey, I love the fact you made it.
What happens if one of the kids brings home, in your words, a hoe, and you know that you got a bad situation?
I already seen him. Yeah, he bought a few through here.
Now, what's interesting about this is, at the time, LeVar Ball got a lot of heat for being misogynistic here. But what's crazy is, ever since then, LaMelo Ball's teammate had to deal with a controversy like this, and now it looks like LaMelo might need to also deal with a similar controversy as well. So, if you've been following LaMelo's dating life, which, to be honest, it's not necessarily something I do, you know, LaMelo Ball's gonna do LaMelo Ball. I may see it at the corner of my eye as I'm scrolling through Instagram while taking a dump every day, but a lot of popular media was giving LaMelo Ball props for his very impressive dating resume. He was linked to an adult film actress by the name of Tiana Trump, and then after a while he was being linked to Instagram model Anna Montana. Now, here's the thing, they never came out and said that they were together, but if you do some detective work, you'll be able to put two and two together, and that's pretty much what we have to do for this entire video. So yay, I feel like one of those tabloid magazines, but let's get into this. This all comes from Anna Montana's very cryptic Instagram account. So if you look at this article, LaMelo Ball purchased Cam Newton's old condo a while ago. Now, if you look to the right, you'll see that Montana has a picture that is really close to resembling LaMelo Ball's new condo. If you go to these next pictures, you'll see that the rumored property and the condo that LaMelo Ball purchased is literally identical to the exact same place that Montana is taking a picture in. So there is good reason that these two have been linked together. Now, the latest thing regarding this is kind of uncomfortable and a little unfortunate because Montana started posting very cryptic things on her Instagram, like big adventures starts little, and quite possibly probably the biggest tell of all is when she posted that she is in love with a human that she has never met, which is apparently something women tend to post right when they're pregnant because, well, they're in love with a human that they have yet to meet. Then she posted this tweet saying that she's so thankful and so happy. Thank you, God. Now, of course, this is all super cryptic. And of course, the internet is always going to be very aggressive in regards to determining what is actually going on. But I really hope, for LaMelo Ball's sake, none of this is true, especially when your dad literally went on a podcast and said straight up that this is the stuff you need to be aware of because women are going to be pursuing you for money. And what's making me very uncomfortable about all this is LaMelo's only 20 years old. And when I was 20 years old, let's just say I was significantly more naive than I am now. I'm a little bit more aware that people can be very shallow, and of course, humans are shallow in nature and might do some extreme things in order to make some extra money, even if it means you're 32 years old and you're trying to trick a 20-year-old into having a kid with you. But honestly, what bothers me about this, both the Anna Montana situation, if it is true, and the Brittany Renner situation, is it's extremely predatory. I understand that this is a good way to make money, bringing a child into the world whose presence on this earth was fueled by your greed and your need to make money. And honestly, I find that to be very unfortunate. We've seen multiple scenarios where these models would pursue superstar athletes, be it Larsa Pippen with Scottie Pippen, be it PJ Washington and Brittany Renner, or be it in this rumored situation where Anna Montana is pursuing LaMelo Ball. And it's a shame because most of these young superstar athletes don't really know what to do about it. I honestly don't really have much motivation with this video other than using my platform to at least start the conversation about this. Because in my opinion, being a piece of shit doesn't have a gender. You could be a male or a female and still be an awful person. And I think this is an instance where a woman was being very predatory towards a man for her own financial benefit. But that's my opinion on this situation. I want to get your take in the comment section down below. And for the love of God, I really hope this isn't true. So let me know what you guys think. I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.